Hey, welcome back to KM6LYW Radio. It's time to play radio. Hey, this is the show where we talk about amateur radio with an emphasis on data modes, trying to reimagine them in the information age. Today's no exception. We're going to talk about the Digital Speech Decoder, DSD. Maybe you wanted to get into DMR radio, but didn't want to make that investment in a DMR radio. This one isn't. I don't actually have one. But you wanted to, maybe you had an SDR radio and you just wanted to hear it and see what it was all about. Let's talk about monitoring DMR using nothing more than the Digital Speech Decoder on your Raspberry Pi and a small $30 SDR radio that you can plug into your computer. And we're going to talk about it this time on KM6LYW Radio. That's right. The bumper music still exists. I don't know. It's getting weird. That was Ozzy Osbourne. You guys remember that? Randy Rhoads. God bless him. Great guy. Great guitarist. Okay. Every YouTube video gets to have a little, intro and music. So that's my intro music. And given the extremely low production value of this channel, that's what we can afford. So let me make myself a lot smaller. All right, so let's decode DMR using nothing more than a Raspberry Pi and something called the DSD, or Digital Speech Decoder. We're just going to get right into it, okay? This is a command prompt on your Raspberry Pi. If you don't know what a Raspberry Pi is, you probably haven't seen this channel. This is a Raspberry Pi right here. In fact, this is a DigiPi. I've actually got an SDR plugged into my PC. Well, it was plugged into my PC. Now I'm showing it to you on this screen. This is a $30 device. You can get it on Amazon, rtl-SDR.com. I don't know why that's written on there, but you can get more information about it. It's about $30, and it receives all kinds of radio signals. And you just plug it into your PC, which I'm doing right now. All right, it's plugged in, and then you just want to get some software for your Raspberry Pi, so there's just a couple of commands here. So here I'm at a command prompt on a Raspberry Pi. I'm going to do sudo apt, or I'm sorry, sudo space. This is kind of a new one. Sudo space add-apt-repository, and then there's a personal package archive of the guy who wrote this. I can't even pronounce the name of his GitHub account there. Anyway, so we're going to run this command. Don't worry about what it says there. Enter my password, and it's going to add this apt repository to my available list of software on my Raspberry Pi. I'm actually running this on my PC. This will work should work on a Pi too. And it's done. We added it. Now I also wanted to run sudo apt get update. And this kind of goes out and gets all the metadata, all the indexes for your system. All right, we did that. And then this is where we actually install the software. We're going to do sudo, means super user do apt get install. And there's two things we're going to install. DSD, that's what we're talking about today. And then there's another thing called GQRX-SDR, and that's kind of like a waterfall, so you can see what, you can kind of poke around on different signals and try and decode them. All right, those are both already installed on my system, so all right, so this is a real quick insert edit. This is me in a different time and space. So it looks like I was using an older version of Debian, basically, and DSD was the thing to use then. It's since been transformed and maybe forked into something called DSDCC. So on your Raspberry Pi, I want you to, instead of doing the commands I just gave you, run apt-get install DSDCC, okay? Run that, and then you'll get it installed. I went out to the DSDCC website. It's really a re-implementation of the Digital Speech Decoder written in C, okay? I don't have a good working proof of concept here. He's saying the command line is right here. I'm on github.com/f4exb/dsdcc. He's indicating the command line should look like this now. If I can bring it back here. Should look like this. So we still have the same SOCAT. We're listening to GQRX over here, and then we're piping the output into DSDCC, not just DSD, but DSDCC. Very similar options, except we're piping the output of that into the SOX play command. So again, I haven't gotten this to work perfect myself because I don't have a lot of DMR content here. Let me know if you get this to work. Let me know if this command line is right or wrong. This is what they're saying at the DSDCC website. So again, for Raspberry Pi, you want to apt-get install DSDCC, and you should be on your way. If not, let me know and we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll contact I wish I could get you guys names here. F4EXB. I don't have your first name here, but we can see your picture. We'll contact you. There it is. Edward Griffiths. We'll contact you and see if we can get this working. All right, back to the regularly scheduled program. Just a little update on how to install it and how to run it. The next thing I'm going to do is actually run GQRX. So I'm going to run this in a smaller window because you guys want to see the output. GQRX-SDR. Hopefully you can see that. That's all I'm running. I'm just running it. I'm just running GQRX. You don't type the -SDR for some reason. All right, and then it runs. It's going to pop up. Now we're looking for DMR signals if we can. I'm going to press play here. It'll connect to my... There's a little bit of static there. I'm going to see if I can turn the squelch down. That's what this A button does. It just kind of makes the squelch whatever your noise floor is. I don't have a very good noise floor either. And I found some DMR signals like down on the lower end of the VHF spectrum here in the FCC jurisdiction. Of course, now that we're doing this, I don't see any freaking DMR signals here. Oh, there's one. Okay, actually we're getting DMR signals today, so now we need to quickly go out to the decoder. Let's see if I can find the old, I'm going to run clear here. And we're going to actually run the DSD, okay? I got it in my cache here somewhere. I actually did a dry run of this one. You guys would be proud of me, a dry run of this. Actually, before we run this, there's one other thing. I knew I was going to forget this, and I wanted to mention it. So right here, there's a little button called UDP. So you can see right here, there's input, control, receiver options, FFT settings. So under receiver options, this tab, there's something called the UDP. And that basically just broadcasts the sound to your network on a particular port. Okay, so make sure that's checked, UDP. That's an easy one to forget. Also make sure we're on narrow FM. Okay, and then there's also these 3 dots, these ellipses here, and make the max deviation of voice 2.45 kilohertz, and make the tau, this is kind of the emphasis for the signal, 25 microseconds, mu-seconds, 25 whatever units that is. That'll get our volume levels right too, so we can decode DMR. Looks like we've got a noise festival thanks to all of the stuff that's on in this room, but maybe we can decode DMR. God, there was a signal just a second ago. So now what I want you to do is run SOCAT STD out, that's for standard out, and then UDP listen :7355. So that's the thing we just enabled here where we're doing network sound. Okay, that's the port. And then I want you to pipe that audio that you get on the UDP port to PA, that's for Pulse Audio digital signal processor. It's kind of a legacy thing. The DSD doesn't work with the modern sound systems on Linux, so we're going to emulate the old ALSA, it's not even ALSA. I don't remember the old name of the old audio standard. Anyways, run this command. Don't forget the little dash on the end either. So we run that, and as soon as there is a DMR signal, this thing's going to go nuts, and we should hear some audio. Now, on the highly likely chance there's no audio for this, I've got a video I can actually play for you of me trying to do this. So I don't see any DMR. You can see I'm actually stalling, trying to see if someone can come give me a DMR signal. There's some stuff in the upper range. You can scroll up the frequencies here every now and then. I'll see something pop up right up about 148. I don't know a lot about DMR, honestly. Yeah, there's a channel here that had DMR in it. And also, for business band, this will code P20, decode P.25 too also. It also claims to decode C4FM, but honestly, I've never gotten that to work. There's always some interesting stuff here in the business bands. If you go up above the 70 centimeter band, you'll start seeing some stuff here. I got to hit the squelch, and we'll hear this. This is what DMR sounds like. Something like it anyways. Can you hear that? Hopefully you can. It's a little quiet here. I don't want to leave it up because, man, it's really obnoxious. But it's decoding DMR here, but I don't know what this is. This appears to be like data. There's actually no voice on this signal. And that's really what this is telling us, the DSP command. So I really don't know. And these just go all day. I can't imagine how hot those. So there's another one. You hear DMR, but there's no audio. We're not decoding any audio, so it's like all data. And there's a whole bunch of these. Just data. Or maybe it's an unknown signal, or maybe a combination of both. But these are everywhere. Oh, we heard something. we had a little bit of voice there. Unbelievable.
All right, 10-4.
Someone said 10-4. So this is up in the business band. So this is an amateur radio guy. So, don't diss that guy for saying 10-4. He can say whatever he wants. He's probably paying for public, for a business class license up above the VHF range. So, hey, we actually decoded a DMR signal. That was kind of fun. I've also got a video of some guys talking here. I might just run that, put this on pause just so you can get a better idea of how it works. So that was up in, I don't have anything in the amateur bands, unfortunately. Let's take one more look down in VHF at 144 something. Let me squelch this out for you. Yeah, it's just not getting any DMR hanging out here. There's lots of people talking. I don't know if you can hear this. I killed the squelch. So here's people talking on the club repeater. And by the time I click on the signal,
yeah, so for those who don't know what we're talking about,
they sign off or something. So I'm just not seeing any local DMR. So just for fun, I've got a video recording for you guys of me messing around where there were some guys playing with a DMR. Let me see if I can find that here. Where is it? So I got it in the file manager. I've got a DSD folder here. Now check this out. I'm going to play this video. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Until I get sight work. We got a heavy breather. And man, you've got camera pinned down on I'm going to turn down my monitor a little bit because it's really coming through on the monitor. So this is a video of me taking another recording.
And that makes sense to me.
And then he stops talking. And then another guy comes on.
Yeah, I've got 3 screens now. I think it's a 34.
I got my monitor turned down. You guys can probably hear this better than I can. I'm watching the VU meters here.
So I put all the flux stuff on one of the 27s.
So anyways, that's DMR. We're listening to it using nothing more than rtl-SDR and the DSD daemon with that command that I just showed you guys.
That's pretty much, it's not close full screen.
I'm going to turn them down. I don't know if that's an example of a good signal or not. I don't do digital voice a lot. I'm more into the data modes rather than digital voice, but we did it. I thought that was totally cool. Anyways, this is just supposed to be a quickie. It's just something I was messing around with. I wanted to hear what digital voice sounded like. I don't have a DMR radio, and now I know what it sounds like. In fact, it sounds a lot like the other modes, P25, C4FM, DMR. I'm forgetting what the other one was, the D-Star version of that. They're just AFSK modulated signals. They're usually split in half, and then you get a digital. They have forward error correction, so like weak signals will actually come through pretty good. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. We decoded a DMR signal. I'm actually shocked we got one live here. Thank you very much, patrons. I've got to thank you guys. Wow. I don't know what to say, guys. I really appreciate the effort here. Where am I at? This is going nuts. So Fu, Steve, Michael, Brian, Jake, Christopher, Tony, NW. Thank you guys. Bill Higgins, thank you. Or William Higgins. Brad, Simon, thank you, buddy. Thank you guys. Kevin King, hey, we got your Patreon account straightened out there. Eddie, Malcolm, John, David, Scott, Jake, Mandrake, David, another David, Tom, Mark, Jacob, Rick, Bob. Thank you guys. Rocky, thank you. Jim, Mike, SB Fox, Ian, Howard, thank you. Ziggy Zog, thank you guys. Patrons of the channel get access to the Digipy SD card image. It's an SD card image where you can get access to every single data mode there is. You don't need to be a Linux guru because you can access all of those modes via your tablet or phone. It all has a web browser interface. Real simple. Plug it into your radio. Start operating data modes today. This goes to patrons of the KM6LYW radio channel. That's at patreon.com/KM6LYW radio. Or I'm sorry, just KM6LYW. I know, big surprise, right? Jim, Clayton, Cybran, Scott, Graham, Marcus, Fribbler. I haven't said your name yet. Fribbler. Thank you, Fribbler. Brett, Bruce, Brian, Mark, Robin, all the way down to Chris. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for doing digital voice today. You know, we don't do a lot of digital voice here, but I guess technically it is a data mode. It's just that it's encoded voice. Totally cool. All right, hey, my name's Craig, KM6LYW Radio. I am in California, and I am clear. Thanks, guys.